I got some AAU questions.
So so now to talk about some AAU stuff, right? That's what everybody, loves, and everybody think they know
season, baby.
Yeah, we got one more week. When me and Joe was talking today, like it seems like everybody decided to. I'm gonna just say they copied off us, because last year we had the first tryout like of the summer. It was more to like avoid running away from like the Uniteds and everybody else. So even Joe, like you remember, he was even saying like, no, let's do it the Saturday, like a week after the state championship. I'm like, no, because that's probably when they gonna do it. So let's do that Sunday, the next day, like, because how many kids are we looking for are honestly gonna be in the state championship? If it's 5, then they're probably all good enough to make the team anyway. So it's like, let's just do that next day. But what do you think, like, how do you think the state of like AAU is in Louisiana?
Again, man, it's continuing to grow, and it's a trickle-down effect from everything that everyone in part of Louisiana basketball has had. And I think it's just going to continue to grow. With LSU and bringing kids to games, imagine how many kids were at the game last night. Like, imagine how many families brought their child to the game last night, and these people. I saw one girl was able to go to Athletes United, which is another professional league, and they're hosting in Dallas. She took a picture with 23 players that played in the WNBA.
Wow.
Was able to like hoop, go one-on-one versus one, play horse. Like those experiences help grow the game, and our kids want to be around that stuff. So the trickle-down effect just continues to grow. I think as far as the state of Louisiana, we're going to have your up years, your down years, stuff like that. I think 2024 class is a little lighter than what we originally thought it was. Having Cofield come back definitely helps. Whenever she left, it really opened up the eyes of how, I guess, not Division I heavy it is. But with that being said, that's even more important for LGR.
Yep.
And for us all to come together as a whole, man. For those that don't know, junior colleges in Mississippi, they just upgraded to where you can have 4 kids from out of state, and a lot of those Mississippi schools that come down to Louisiana and pull from our state. So we got some kids going over there. It's great, but that's just a testament to all the AAU programs and everybody continuing to grow. And you're gonna say like people are copying y'all. I think that's the name of the game. Like, we all need to be copying each other. We all need to be continuing to grow. Graphics are important. We as a whole have gotten so much better as a state in promoting graphics, highlighting our kids. The highlight films are great. Tag us in anything and all that, man. Love to continue to grow and share that. Especially with the young kids, man. You never know what kids are interested in, stuff like that. We can grab them at a young age. You guys are going down younger. I feel like everyone's really getting down younger, which is just great, man. And those kids are going to continue to grow. We got Michaela Williams at LSU for the next 4 years. I'm going to put it out there, man. I could see a national championship, the first national championship in LSU history. Imagine if that happens.
And Angel, that's man, it could possibly.
She got another McDonald's All-American kid coming. There's a young lady. There's another guard from New York. They're in on the top 2024 in the country. They were, watched her play the other day. So the national championship
came out here too, huh?
Yeah, man. Like a national championship just brings more and more down. I think over the next 4 to 5 years, we'll see. And those kids that are in the middle school ranks and all that, will be able to grow up and really see that, and they'll want to be a part of that. But if we have great programs like you guys and everybody else, people want to be a part of it. And of course, we want to get our kids to college, man, but it's not all about that. Like the lessons you guys are teaching these young girls, man, especially you guys are out there hustling and grinding, and if you want it, this is what you got to do to get there.
Okay.
Whether the kids don't have the funds or whatever, not okay. We're gonna put this in place to where you can work towards that. And
Big Easy inflatables.
And we got some opportunities where you can come in and work towards your I guess paying your way, which is these kids want it. They're gonna work for it.
I got a question, right? Do you think, just say with the amount of teams in Louisiana, do you think it's possible for us to get one group and compete in a EYBL type setting? Or do you think it's too many people that want the credit for it? Because I was talking to Coach Dell, and me and him both agreed that if we just put away the people that just want credit for all of this, then it can work. Because I even told them I would be more willing to let you coach, even though I know you won't be hands off, but I'll be more willing to let you coach that team or Coach Porter coach that team that don't have too much affiliations, just this and that, because most coaches would be like, if Coach Dell coach, if I coach it, or y'all just using that scheme to bring kids more y'all way when it's time to separate back again. So what do you feel about that?
It's a slippery slope, man. And I'll be interested to tap into Mississippi and what they have called All In, Mississippi All In. They're merged 4 programs. I think we need to keep an eye on that, see how they're doing. I think that it's the right idea, same concept. I don't know if it can work. When you're talking about the UIBL, you're talking about, again, when we were at Nichols, we recruited a kid from DFW TJAC, which is the top team, DFW Elite. This young lady was from Louisiana, last name was Wilson, went on to play at Kansas. She was getting, I think, 5.8 minutes a game. Like, they actually keep stats and everything. We were at all of her games. We at Nichols thought we had an opportunity at her. Still went Big 12. Like, I don't know if Louisiana by itself has enough Division I talent to compete at the EYBL league. And on top of that, we got to keep our kids in the state. We got to keep the Caroline Bradleys. We got to keep the Heaven Weeks. We got to keep the Michaela Williams. All these kids. All of them, right? Yeah. All these kids that are going out of state, we got to keep them in state. As far as best advice to keep the kids, we got to identify the talent at a younger age. Again, I use Caroline Bradley as an example. This young lady's an 8th grader. She's been playing. I grant they're at the northernest part of the state, so of course Arkansas Mass makes sense for her to go there, I guess. But this kid's the best post player we've had since Kalani Brown. She needs to be identified earlier, and that's where I'm talking about. It takes a village. Like, we've got to continue to tap into the middle schools and the biddies and whatever it is to identify these kids at an earlier age. And these kids need to be playing against the other top kids. Like, again, I give a shout out to Caroline. Like, she was very adamant about coming to our event, the Fab 50. I'm really appreciative that they decided to do that. I think that's going to be another one we'll look back on, like you talked about with Michaela. Her family's very supportive in whatever they can do, but that kid wanted to be there. Like, the kid drove all from as North Louisiana as you can be to Belle Chase, Louisiana, and dominated.
Probably as salt as you can be.
Dude, dominated as a post player.
Caroline about 6'10", 6'11", 6'5".
6'3", 6'4", man. Phenomenal footwork. But kids like that are going to be, if we can identify those kids early, get those onto Louisiana programs, I think that's going to be the tell. But on the flip side of that, a lot of people don't realize, like, the EYBL, I think the EYBL on the girls' side is in trouble. I think that's why you're seeing, like, the Nike teams trying to come together. There's just not as much money pumped into the girls' side. It's been up and down. I think it's not as stable as people think. So I don't think we can really get caught up in that. I think somebody does a great job as Ray Caldwell with San Antonio Finest. If we can kind of go down that route, independent programs are okay. As long as you go to the right programs. You can have some affiliation. He does have some affiliation from year to year base, but he's not super locked into one way or the other. I just think we can put our kids in the best opportunity. That doesn't have to be UIBL. Doesn't have to be the elite Under Armour circuits. It can be for sure, but there's more and more overlap than there has in years past, where you can go to their event, you can be in the top division. They can come to your event, like stuff like that. So, if we can pull in people from out of state too, like people are pulling out of our state, but we're not pulling nobody from out of their states. So that's another thing too.
We did.
We got an out of state kid, Zoe. Shout out to Zoe.
We got an out of state kid.
Yeah, man.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I know. United too. They had a big girl last year.
Grades was a big difference. Like, you get one kid. Whenever you're just trying to look for one kid, is a lot easier. So once you build your program, you're trying to find one kid that makes a difference. And let's be honest, Arkansas Mavs was up and down, and they've been up and down. They land Michaela Williams, and the floodgates open. Ross, Wilson, all the Augustin, Caroline Bradley, all those Division I kids that we're talking about, Division I prospects. That's 4 just off top. Go and follow her. And Lucy followed her as well. Yes.
And when you say, so I watched the Mavs play against, what's this team called? There was another Under Armour team in Atlanta, and I'm so high up. All our kids out there like, oh yeah, the Mavs about to do this, do that. And I think the Mavs lost by like 40 points that game. So that just shows you the best that we had to offer them at that time still wasn't the best, because I think this team is from Atlanta. So it wasn't, I forgot the name of the team though, but they had some dogs on their team, like girls that signed to Florida State. One kid, popular kid, where the guy was, man, point guard. She got about 50 offers, and she no bigger than 5'6". Like, so yeah, they out there. So that was the biggest thing with AAU, right? So with us, a lot of people look at our program and be like, well, y'all doing all this traveling and doing all that, but do y'all have the talent to travel and all that? My thing, like you said, it's not all about, all right, we just trying to get scholarships no matter what. That's just no, it's about showing these kids a different experience, right? Because they might think, oh, at this team, or to a team like us, our team gonna always say United is just that top dog, right? Which in our state, yes, they are. Shout out to United, right? But when we go out of state and you see all these teams, you look at United and the Angels, or even us, a little different. Like, well, damn, I'm saying they the top dogs, and they gonna
get my ass in the gym.
Yeah, and I feel like with a kid like Sharice Spencer last year when we had her, she thought she was good, right? Boom. But once she went out there and saw that they just had so many people that look at her and laugh, like, all right, this what you doing? I think we was in the gym for the next 3 months straight. Like, we only took off on a Sunday, so I feel like my goal was to just show them that it's more out there than just Louisiana basketball. Like, and they saw it, and that's why we're going to continue that formula. Like, if we get the talent, great. If we don't, we're still going to show them the experience. And also, I feel like some of the kids we have, which a lot of the kids we have, once high school ball stop bouncing, they're going to be done with basketball, right? So why not give them this experience now, like to where they can say, man, we traveled to the Boo Williams tournament, we went to Kentucky, we did this, we did that.
Girl play,
Exactly. So now when you watching them on TV, oh man, we could have played them and we would have won our next game. Like, so it's like, it's those experiences that I feel like it's just as important as to say, all right, we just understand the Texas area, because that's who recruit us, this and that, like, which it's a good thing, right? I'm not knocking that, but I still feel like showing them the world that they probably never going to see once basketball stops is just as important.
Absolutely.
Yep. And for us, like even us as like directors of programs and stuff like that, it shows us where we got to get better. Because when we was with Elevate all them years ago, and we went to Dallas.
Shout out to Coach Sky, man. Shout out to
Coach Sky.
My God.
We went to San Antonio. You had me in the gym all those hours. I had a headache and everything.
Oh, he was complaining, so don't get
One day I had to just say I can't do it, but
I'm gonna sit this one out. He said,
yeah, like it gave me a chance to like find out how other people do their thing, like how much other people charge the organization, and come to find out, we was charging way less. Like some of these teams in Texas or like other places in Louisiana, they charging like $1,200 for the summer, and we're charging. Just go to the LA Soul Instagram page, you'll find that out. But like we're not that far behind as far as what it is that we're doing. So the only difference is just the talent sometimes. And if we keep doing what Joe is talking about, like just going to all these places, then the kids that are talented, eventually they're gonna want to come.
Yeah.
So
I mean, iron sharpens iron at the end of the day, and that's all it is. We're trying to expose our kids. Like I say, opportunities don't go away; they go to somebody else. So if you're not giving if you're not giving your kid an opportunity, someone else from somewhere else is taking advantage of that opportunity. So like that opportunity to play at Boo Williams is not going away. Like someone's gonna take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Same thing about basketball in the Bayou. We're very blessed that is here, right? That is an event that everyone should be at. Remember, like yesterday, Angel Reese was at it, talking smack to Autumn from LCA. Like they were going at it head to head. And that's an experience that the kids can remember for the rest of their lives. They can continue to talk about it. Like you said, it's not just about basketball, man. It's about building relationships, friends, all that stuff, man. It's just so much bigger than the ball. So much bigger than the ball.
Yeah. So that's a wrap. Check us out. Only Opinions on YouTube, Spotify,
Click this link.
iHeartRadio. We all over the place, man.